Hi everyone and welcome back to another Motivational Monday video. This video was filmed about 3/4 of the way through January, so a couple of weeks ago from when I'm recording this voiceover. And I'd just come in from taking the dog out for a little walk, and it was when I was at home ill. And I sort of came in with the dog and we looked around and I just thought, the house is an absolute state. So just sort of briefly showing you around. So this was the kitchen. Not too much out in the kitchen, but where the clothes area was full, I had a wash that I'd done of cloths and they were all in all the drawers. It just looked worse than it was. But the front room is where the mess was really at. So this was sort of the end of the second week that I'd had off work. So I'd been a little bit under the weather over Christmas. At New Year's Eve, I started getting really bad. By the 2nd or 3rd of January, I was absolutely rough. I actually went into hospital the first week of January, went to A&E because I felt so rotten and they told me that I had pneumonia. I got worse after that despite all the medication, and I ended up having 2 weeks off work and I was really, really poorly. It's much worse than when I had COVID last year. And the front room, as you can see, was a mess, and we hadn't put any of our Christmas decorations away either because I just didn't have the energy. And I looked around and I was so overwhelmed, I thought, nope, not doing it. So instead I did Chester's physiotherapy. So he had knee surgery, he had a full knee surgery in October last year, and he's currently in the middle of a physiotherapy program. So I was just giving him some extra treats at the end as well. And then, to be honest, I sat down because I just couldn't quite get going. And then this was a few hours later. Matt had come in from work and we'd had some dinner. And I thought, do you know what? I just need to make a start. But you'll see throughout this video, there's several outfit changes because this took me about 5 days just to clean this room. It's ridiculous. But I just didn't have the energy. And there's a few times you'll see I look so grumpy. And it's just because I felt so rough. But sometimes you just got to push through it, haven't you? And one thing that we're striving for this year, and I hear so many YouTubers say it, is progress, not perfection. Ultimately, each week I've just done a little bit more and a little bit more, and I'm looking around my front room today as I'm filming this voiceover is much better. It's taken me about 2 weeks to get to this point, so this video that you're watching was about 2 weeks ago, but it's taken me that long just to kind of get this room back to a state in which it doesn't feel overwhelming. Although upstairs has suffered because some of the stuff's just been dumped up there. But that's a worry for a different person, for a different Amy, the future Amy. But the first thing you're going to see me do is just start clearing. I've got massive bags here that I'm just putting all of our Christmas presents in to be sorted for another day. And I'm just basically putting away anything that's like an easy decision. So anything that needs to go in the kitchen or any Christmas presents, just pop in the bags for now. And then you'll see me move around to the sofa and start having a little clear around there. But while you're watching me just clear up these easy bits, I'll let you listen to some music.
Can we work it out? Only time will tell. It's gonna take a lot, 'cause we've been through hell. I can't be without you. I've tried and I failed. So can we work it out? Only time will tell. Why do you keep telling me nothing? But I know all your flaws, at least they say something. Still I try to connect with you through your eyes. Your eyes. What is on your mind? I think it's time to speak. I have crossed the line, but no, not just me. I'm feeling something that goes beyond us. Can we work it out? Only time will tell. It's gonna take a lot, 'cause we've been through hell. I can't be without you. I've tried and I failed. So can we work it out? Yeah. Only time will tell.
So you'll have to excuse the fact that I'm in my pyjamas. And I'm in pyjamas at several points throughout this video. But I just felt awful, and normally if I film, I try and make sure that I've got makeup on, my hair looks relatively okay, because I'm thinking, you put this on the internet. Oh, by the way, this is a mug that I got from Secret Santa at work, and I absolutely love it. So I just wanted to share that with you. But yeah, I do think to myself, you're putting yourself on the internet and you're opening yourself up to any sort of ridicule. But I just felt that I wasn't in the mood to faff with my hair and makeup, put on some decent clothes. I thought, just, you're comfortable in your pyjamas, just clean. But I thought I will film it, give my dog a little cuddle, and will film it because it just made me a little bit accountable, and it made me a little bit more determined just to get it done. But as you can see, my dog wanted a cuddle, so I'm happy to oblige, but then he ran away. So I sat down, looked around the room and thought, do you know what? No, I can't. I need to have a break. So I had a little can of Pepsi tucked in here, and then I thought, do you know what? I'm just going to go on and start editing. I think I was editing a different video at the time, but I thought, do you know what? I'm just going to have a rest for a bit. And that's what I did. I rested for however long, I can't remember on this occasion, but I did sit down and have a chill for quite some time. But I eventually did kind of pull myself back up and get going again and start clearing out the bits that are just in front of the TV. And then we were going to, so I think this was a Friday evening, and we were going to start taking the Christmas decorations while Matt was off the next day. We were going to start taking the Christmas decorations down. So I thought, do you know what? I'm going to enjoy them for one last evening. He wasn't here this evening, I can't remember why, but I just put all the Christmas lights on and I just sort of chilled out on the sofa with a blanket, watched a bit of Netflix, which you'll see me put on in a minute. I think I was watching The Good Witch, and I just sat here in my little corner on the sofa, editing videos on the laptop, and watching Good Witch on Netflix and just chilling while the front room was relatively tidy. So this is now the following day, and Matt had gone to IKEA to pick up some glass cabinets for his room upstairs, and I'd gone in the car just for the ride, and we'd picked up a load of these 37 litre storage boxes from the range. And whilst I was starting to pack things away and getting super excited about the jingle bells on my little snowman and shaking them at Matt, I asked him to go and get the Fanta out the car, and I meant the fruit twist one, and completely forgot that there was orange Fanta. And you've got to watch his face when he comes in a second, and I tell him that he's brought in the wrong cans.
I meant the other one, those fruit twists. I didn't know there was orange.
I give up.
No, not fruit twist.
I give up.
Fruit twist.
No, I give up.
So I absolutely cracked up at him telling me that he gives up. That's just Matt. He loves being dramatic. It always tickles me. But I just started putting things away, and when we put our Christmas decorations out, it took us ages because they were packed terribly. There were just all sorts of things in all different bags and boxes and whatever else. So I thought, I'm actually going to try and organise them as I'm putting them away. So I tried to keep all my, what I call my menagerie, all my little animals in one box, all my little tea light holders and candle paraphernalia in another box, lanterns in another, etc. And I'd kept this TK Maxx bag that had loads of packaging from the Christmas before last. Actually, I found it in the loft, so I was able to make use of that. But yeah, just as I say, when I was packing things away, was trying to be a little bit more conscious of what I was putting in which box, so that hopefully when we put them out next year, we can bring down a box at a time, and it be easier to decorate for Christmas and choose what is coming out and what isn't. I did declutter some bits when we put the Christmas decorations out, but I didn't really declutter much when we put them away. I also know that there's a few bits in the loft that we didn't use this year, but potentially could use next year. So Christmas 23, I'm hoping to sort of be a little bit more mindful about what we put out and what we don't. So yeah, so just let you enjoy me packing away all of this Christmas stuff.
I still want all of you, and I know all your colors. And I guess cause of that I can think of no others. Yeah, I need you to breathe, without you I'm lost. I'm lost, yeah. What is on your mind? I think it's time to speak. I have crossed the line, but no, not just me. I'm feeling something that goes beyond us.
So that was me, Matt, just giving me a little bit of a hug because I was really starting to hit the wall. And he was cleaning the kitchen, doing some other bits, by the way. He wasn't just leaving me to do all of this stuff, but he also had no idea what kind of system I was doing. So he kind of just left me to it. In fact, I do think at some point he was just sitting down making his Lego Darth Vader head.
Can we work it out? Only time will tell. It's gonna take a lot, 'cause we've been through hell. I can't be without you. I've tried and I failed. So can we work it out? Yeah, only time will tell.
So I did pop upstairs at this point with a box and just take everything that's on top of my snake viv upstairs, because this is where Matt's glass cabinets were going to go. And there is a separate video coming up where I share that kind of change. But I took my snakes out the viv, took out the water bowl, the hides and stuff, give them a wash, picked out any poo, any snake sheds that were kind of lingering in the bottom of this. But just left all the stuff in the box. You'll see me deal with that in another video. Brought down then all of the other Christmassy stuff. So Matt was bringing it to the bottom of the stairs and I was just carrying it across. So literally this is all of our Christmas stuff all together, so we could just be a little bit more critical about it. And as I say, I didn't really get rid of much. And then we sat down and had some lasagna and some homemade garlic bread, courtesy of Mummy Cheryl, which is Matt's mummy. I'm very grateful. It was really kind of her. Where I hadn't been very well, she made us some lasagnas. You just see me coughing as I go past. But as I say, this was nearer the tail end of me being unwell. So just trying to persevere through it. Gave all of this a clean, because this is where Matt and I are about to carry the snake viv down the stairs and put here. So I'm not sure if that's going to be the permanent home, but it can't stay where it was. And also it's much nicer having them downstairs with us, because then I can interact with them a bit more than when they're sort of stuck upstairs. So there they are. I'm sorry if anyone's afraid of snakes. They're the only two I have left. I used to have a lot more. I used to have lizards and things, but those are my two remaining snakes. So I'm just filling their water bowl up, putting their hides back in their viv, and then putting the snakes in, and then they'll just go and hide themselves in their caves.
Only time will tell.
This is then the next day, and I'd ordered some new tape for my Dymo label maker, and this one was a red tape, which I just thought was very Christmassy. I'd bought a sort of multi-pack of colours, and I decided to use the red one for all of the Christmas boxes. So here I am just swapping the tape over, but doing a really terrible job of looking which way around it should go. And then I continued from the day before of just putting things away. So I'd popped into work that morning, which is why I'm dressed. I'd popped into work this morning just to kind of touch base with the other teachers and just kind of letting them know that I would be coming back the following week, and just see my kids and stuff, because I was just sort of getting ready to get back to work. And yeah, just thought I just want to kind of get at least this one room. The rest of the house was a state, but I thought if I can at least get downstairs ready, then when I'm coming in from work the following week, then there's somewhere for me to relax and just chill out in. So just across the next couple of evenings, you'll see me just persevere clearing this all away. And then this is me just making a terrible spelling mistake and going back, starting it again. And yeah, I had just had a box. This, I don't know why I felt the need to show you how a label maker works, but that's what I did. So there we go. And there's the red tape coming out. I'm just going to continue packing everything away in these boxes.
Give me love, give me all your love, oh, 'cause I want you. No one else makes me feel this way, don't know what you do. Hold my hand, could you hold my hand, look me in the eyes. You and me, yeah, that's all I need, and I'll be alright. I'll be right here, I swear that I'll stay here with you. Hold me closer, I wanna stay here with you. All that we have is each other now, I promise I won't leave your side. Be who you are and you'll be enough. If you're giving me your love, giving what you wanna do.
So as you can see, this is another day and yet another pair of pyjamas. I've got some Mandalorian pyjamas on this day, and my Powerpuff Girl hoodie that I bought from Primark just before Christmas. I bought one for each of my sisters as well, and I lived in it basically the whole time I was unwell, still do. And yeah, here I am just finishing putting as much of the Christmas stuff away as I can, and you'll notice that I just stack everything in front of the snakes. I definitely did not have the energy to be carrying everything all the way upstairs and putting in the loft, so I just kind of stacked it all in one place because I thought if it needs to be down here, it can at least look neat. I then went and took all of the Christmas cushions off of the sofa and put them in these sort of storage bags. So I've got 2 of these bags. The little triangles on them made me think of Christmas trees, so that's why I used these particular bags for the cushions. Gave my dog fuss all the time because he's very, very needy. And then, yeah, just started sort of putting the front room back together as best as I could because I was back to school the next morning. So I definitely wasn't better. That first week back at work was hard work. But I was better than I was. So I just wanted to make sure that I had a place that when I came in from work each night would just be nice and clean and tidy. Didn't matter about the rest of the house. I just needed a front room where I could sit down and chill out of an evening and just kind of try and get back to some sort of normal. So that's what I'm doing here.
I'll do anything as long as I can be here with you. Everything's alright. I'll be right here. I swear that I'll stay here with you. Hold me closer. I wanna stay here with you. All that we have is each other now. I promise I won't leave your side. Be who you are and you'll be enough. If you're giving me your love, giving me your love. All that we have is each other now. I promise I won't leave your side. I hope who I am is enough for you. If I'm giving you my love, giving you my love, love, love. Give me love, give me all your love, give me all your love.
So that box that you can see that I've just put on the table on the left hand side, that's actually full of rubbish. And then the boxes on the right were the spare ones. But considering I tidied this end of the front room a few days before, it was piled higher again. So then I just spent some time going through, clearing off all the furniture. Particularly this chair. For some reason this chair had just become an absolute dumping ground. And Matt had put together the 2 glass units in his room. And this was all the cardboard from it. And we couldn't put it outside yet because our recycling bin was full. And we needed to wait for the day before they came because you're allowed to leave cardboard outside, but because it had been raining quite a lot, I don't know if you noticed earlier on in the video the rain on the windows, we couldn't put it out until literally the day that the binmen were coming because otherwise it would have got soaked. So here I am just finally getting rid of the trip hazard that was all over our front room floor.
It's 2 a.m. and I can't fall asleep 'cause I'm not tired. I'm thinking about the days we used to shine when we were young. I told you that we should start a band and reach for the sky. It's 2 a.m. and I can't fall asleep. I'm just not tired. I can hear the raindrops falling. It's cold outside and I kinda feel like calling, but it's too late now. I just miss you.
So it might have taken me almost a week, and it is by no means tidy at all, but it definitely felt a lot better to me. And you'll see that it still had all of the Christmas decorations. As I say, this was definitely more than halfway through January, but Oh well. This is recycling. This is also recycling. All these bags here are recycling. And then there's a couple of bags the other side of rubbish. But as I say, we couldn't put any more outside because the bins were full. A couple of returns that needed to go back. Some things that weren't ours that needed to be returned. And I realised that there was one more bag of rubbish, which I didn't really need to share with you, but there was another bag of rubbish in our kitchen bin that I just wanted to take out and put outside as well. And then this is a bag of stuff that I did find to declutter. So there were 2 cushions that had come down from the loft. I wasn't sure whether to get rid of them or not, but I did end up getting rid of them. This little Winnie the Pooh outfit I'd bought for a friend's little girl for her first Christmas about 2 years ago, and I'd forgotten. Found it in the loft. It certainly isn't going to fit. This harness we bought the dog, and it doesn't fit him. Then I had one champagne glass. Matt accidentally broke the other one, so we've replaced them, but I got rid of the odd one. I had some mugs that went to a set of crockery that I got rid of a really long time ago, so all 4 of those mugs went. And then there were a couple of Christmas mugs and a couple of Christmas glasses. Oh, and there's also a little Christmas duck in there, rubber duck. But those are the Christmas glasses, and then there's matching mugs as well. And I do love them, but I didn't get them out. We've already got enough glasses and mugs. Matt doesn't really drink hot drinks, so we don't need matching. So I thought, do you know what? I need to allow somebody else to enjoy them when we're not. So I hope you enjoyed watching the video. I'm just going to pack this stuff away, and this has already gone to the charity shop. So I hope you enjoyed watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. There's definitely a lot more Motivational Monday content coming up, particularly actually finishing this room. So subscribe to see that. Hope you're all well, and I'll see you again soon. Love you all. Bye.